Hello, Team 2. It's Friday the 26th of June. Let's do some learning. So, read your questions. You've got 3 questions here. Go to the text, find your answers, then think of the sentence then that's going to introduce your answer. Pause me now. Why does the author Beatrix Potter describe the floor as nice, soft sand floor? Why does Peter close his eyes? How might Mother Rabbit feel? Why? He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole and shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. A fortnight is how many weeks? 2 weeks. Why does the author Beatrix Potter describe the floor as nice, soft sand floor? Beatrix Potter describes the floor as nice, soft sand floor because it feels so good to Peter. It is like the warmest, featheriest, comfiest bed in the world. It's like walking in and walking on clouds. That's what that floor feels like because he's been so frightened. It feels so good to be home. Why does Peter close his eyes? So he gets in, he flops upon the nice sand floor and he shut his eyes. Why does Peter close his eyes? Peter closes his eyes because he's worn out. He closes his eyes because he's so happy to be home. He wants to enjoy every moment and closes his eyes so that he can take it all in. And how might Mother Rabbit feel and why? Mother Rabbit might feel annoyed. Why might she feel annoyed? Because it was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. Now, I know I'm a mummy, and I know lots of mummies out there. If you came home and said, "Mummy, I've lost my jacket," and she said, "Oh, my goodness, that's not ideal." But then if you came home 2 weeks later and she'd got you a new one and said, "Mummy, I've lost my jacket again," she would go, "You what? It's a brand new one. What are you doing with your jackets?" That's how his mummy feels, I imagine. So read your sentence, read your question, read the sentences. Pause me now. Why might Peter not be feeling very well? I'm sorry to say that Peter was not very well during the evening. His mother put him to bed and made him some chamomile tea, and she gave him a dose of it. One tablespoonful to be taken at bedtime. So why might Peter not be feeling very well? Peter might not be feeling very well because he got wet earlier, didn't he? So he might be having a cold because he might not feel very well, but probably Peter's not feeling very well because he's worried himself to death. He's worried so much that he's made himself sick. Okay, read your question and then read the text and find your answer using your sentence demo. Pause me now. How do you think Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail might be feeling? Why? But Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. How do you think Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail might be feeling? Now their faces say that they're quite happy. So Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail might be feeling happy because they have their favourite snack. We know whose favourite snack was it? Flopsy's favourite snack was bread and remember from my grammar challenge. How do you think they might be feeling? They might be feeling a bit sad that poor Peter isn't feeling very well and has missed out. Maybe, but we don't know. So some more Peter Rabbit challenges. I've been scouring everywhere to find these and I've managed to find them all. So the mystery of Peter Rabbit and the beetroot burglar. Peter Rabbit, I can read it as math. Peter Rabbit was hard at work collecting vegetables from Mr. McGregor's garden for the rest of his family. He'd been collecting piles of different vegetables next to the garden wall, ready to move back to the burrow later. He has collected lettuces, green beans, carrots, beetroot, cabbages, and tomatoes. As Peter hops back towards his vegetable pile with a couple of cabbages, he notices that the pile is not as big as it was. Someone has stolen the beautiful beetroots. Can you help Peter to find the missing vegetables and catch the beetroot burglar red-handed? So, here's our clue number 1. Here's a bar chart showing how many different vegetables Peter has collected. Answer the questions and colour in the box using the matching answers. Use the words to make a sentence to find the clue. So, question number 1, how many tomatoes did Peter collect? So you've got to have a look at the graph. Have a look at the tomatoes, and you can see go along the bottom to the tomatoes. So the tomatoes are here. How many tomatoes did Peter collect? So we can see here that he collected, wiggly wiggly, 10. So our first word in our sentence is 10, the. So each of these questions are going to give you a clue, and you're going to have to start to construct the sentence. So the is going to go here. It's so hard to write. The. So you're going to have 5 words that give you the answer to your first clue. Pause me now. So we have another graph. There's lots of options on this one. So clue number 1 was 10. Clue number 2 was lettuce. Clue number 3, carrots. How many lettuces and cabbages did Peter collect? 8. How many more carrots than beetroots did Peter collect? 4. So the beetroot burglar has fur. So we need to go down and we need to list all of the characters that have fur, because they are all our suspects. So make a list now. I'm going to pause now, and I'm going to make a list also so that we can find out who it is together. So pause me now and write all the people who have fur. Has fur? Yes. So Benjamin, yes. Flopsy, yes. So we've got Benjamin, Flopsy, I've just written them all down. Mopsy, Cottontail, Squirrel Nutkins, Tom Kitten, Honka Monka, Ribby the cat, Duchess the dog, Samuel Whiskers the mouse, Miss Moppet the kitten, Mr. Todd the fox, and Tommy Brock the badger. That's 13 culprits that we've got that all have fur. So next Friday, we're going to get another clue. So clue number 5, round and round the garden. So this is the clues that we've been working on all week. We're going to find out today if it is Peter or if it is Benjamin Bunny that stole the carrot. So round and round the garden, you walk around the garden and spot the carrot thief running through the flower bed. By following the path and correctly spout words, you will find the first letter of the carrot thief's name and solve the mystery. So have a little look here. You have got to start at the very beginning, at the start, and you've got to find the words that are spelled correctly. So you can go down the path to the, so down the path to the, then can we go down? Is this how we spell today? Or is this how we spell today? It's this way, isn't it? Now, can we go down? Is this how we spell said? Or is this how we spell said? It's this way, isn't it? And then is this how we spell school? Is this how we spell today? So you're going to follow the path of words that are spelled correctly, and you're going to make your way somewhere down here. So it'll give you the first letter of the carrot thief's name. So is it going to be a B for Benjamin, or is it going to be a P for Peter? So pause now and see if you can track it. Pause me now. So did you get there? This is just a bigger version. It might have been easier for you to use this one. Sorry, guys. So the letter of the carrot thief's name must be, what letters did you get to? So N, N, O, or P. So it's not a B for Benjamin. Who is the carrot thief? It was Peter Rabbit, because we know he was a rabbit. We know he was a boy. He likes to eat plants and lettuce, as does Benjamin, but his name starts with the P and not the B. It was Peter. Did you get it? If you did, well done. Words and phrases from the story. So we've got some words on the left-hand side, and I want you to match them with the meaning. Okay, so in your book, you're going to write the word, so radishes, and then you're going to write the explanation. So crunchy root vegetable enjoyed in the salad. This is an opportunity for you to practice your handwriting and to practice your spelling. So making sure that you're pausing the video in a moment and you're getting those words bob on. When I look at this page, I want it to be glorious. Okay, so not only are you using your brain to try and match up some nice new vocabulary, which is really important when engaging the reader, we're really focusing on what your work's looking like, your handwriting and your spellings, making sure you're getting every spelling right. There's no reason you shouldn't spell every single word correctly. So pause me now to do that. Pause me now. Once you've got your explanations, Can you write a sentence including some of the words and phrases from the story? The sentence must prove that you understand the meaning of the word or phrase. You could use a dictionary to look it up in the story. So this is an added little extra if you would like to. Okay, there is no obligation. You have done your explanations here. So if you're still feeling like, you know what, I'd like another challenge, then you can do this one. So the example given here is parsley. Mrs. Rabbit sprinkled parsley into the casserole because parsley is a herb that adds a flavour to foods. So gooseberry, do you know what a gooseberry is? If you don't, ask Mum, ask Dad, search the internet, have a look at the dictionary. Do you know what got away altogether means? So read through these phrases. Which ones do you know? Can you put them into a sentence explaining what they are? Extra tricky challenge. Can you use the tricky phrase implored him to exert himself? Who says that in the story? It's the little sparrows, isn't it? What were they trying to do? Can you write a sentence explaining implored him to exert himself? Here are the answers. Radishes are crunchy root vegetables enjoyed in salad. Forgotten is to not remember. Dreadfully frightened is very scared indeed. Overheard links to what have listened to something without meaning to do so. To have listened to something without meaning to do so. Friendly sparrows, small brown and grey birds who are keen to be cheerful and make friends. A sieve is a kitchen object used for separating fine materials from lumpier materials. Shed big tears, to cry with big drops of water falling from the eyes. And unfortunately, unluckily. There's some examples of these sentences. The little boy did not want to eat the gooseberry because he said it looked too hairy. Got away altogether. My dog was chasing a small bird, but it got away altogether. Gave himself up for lost. After the dragon had breathed flames all over him, the knight fell to the ground and gave himself up for lost. With great excitement, our class prepared for the end of term party with great excitement. Amongst. The treasure was hidden amongst the lower branches of the old cherry tree. And the challenge, my older brother did not want help with the gardening on Saturday morning, but my father implored him to exert himself. Come on, get involved. I implore you to exert yourself. Now, if you feel inspired to do so, you've had a lot to do. But if you're still thinking, I want more, why not write your own Peter Rabbit story using all of your new words, your new phrases, and getting some commas and a list in there? Hi guys, the team in Brayton are doing an incredible job of keeping the community really tight. It's inspirational. They're amazing. So the Brayton Million have put together the idea of a time capsule. And so this is something that I've taken from their Facebook page. I don't know if you want to have a little look more in detail there, but they want stories, they want poems, they want photos of the things that you've been busy doing. Anything that you do, you can bring into school and we can use in school, and you can take it to the Times capsule if you do anything electronically, which it sounds like they would like and we would like too. So it's two birds with one stone, isn't it? You can do things for them and things for us. So have a little read and get anything off that you've been busy doing. They want to see it as much as we do. One of the things that they talked about was that you could do a news report about your experience. And so here are a couple of ideas about now it doesn't need to just be on coronavirus, it can be on something that you did in the day at home. So it could be a newspaper on what you did during coronavirus, and you could do a whole topic on it, or it could be something really specific. Have you invented an amazing game that you and your brothers and sisters have played? There are no rules about this. You can create whatever you want to create. It also suggests a diary. So we've been busy writing diaries during this time. They might be personal, you might not want to use that, or you might be happy to share, but you could write a diary piece and you could think back to some of the best times and the trickiest times, the in-between times, and you could have a little reflect back and write one piece about your time during lockdown. This is just taken from the Brayton Millennium web page. So these are all the different things that they're offering. So I'm sure you have. I'm sure you're more aware of it than me. But if you haven't had a look, go and check it out. They're doing some awesome things. This is a little competition for, not a competition, this is a little activity for pen pals. So this is the form that you can fill out on the website, and you've got lots of different options. One of them being that if you want to keep your address private, then that's your choice, and that you can give it to the I keep wanting to call them the Brayton Millennials, the Brayton Million, and they will exchange it for you. So if it's your address that you're unsure about, then we can look around that. So that looked like a really interesting, exciting activity. You could make a new friend during this. And then we would like any of your memories, so like the Brayton Million have asked for, we would like for your memories of the good, the bad, the everything in between of what you've been doing during lockdown. So if you can provide us with a photo, so when we're coming back into school we can all share these and it'll be something to talk about, because we're all going to have had really different experiences. So if you want to email photos that I can forward on into school, if you want to do a little write-up, there are no rules about this. There are no rules about how you can display what it is that you've been busy doing during lockdown, but we'd love to hear and see it, please, guys. So I've put a little here. This time has been a big medley of ups and downs. As we think about coming back to school, we'd like to create the little book of lockdown, start to gather some photographs and begin to share ideas for us to discuss further in school. Why have you picked this memory and what happened? And then we've got our connected curriculum menu for you to have a little challenge and have a little look at. So I know we've had some fabulous maps of Brayton come in. So when you get into the end of that and you've explored some of the Brayton Millions, then you can come back to this. So hopefully that should be enough to keep you busy. If you're still looking for more, get in touch and we'll find some more things for you to be busy with.